Two people want to buy a new pair of sneakers. Gen Z sees an ad, taps buy now, and checks out in under a minute. The millennial opens a laptop, compares prices, reads reviews, and still hasn't decided. Welcome to Gen Z versus millennial online shopping. Subscribe to GENSHIFT, your weekly look at how generations think, shop, and scroll differently. The sneaker urge strikes, same need, different instincts. Our story begins with both characters eyeing the same pair of sneakers, but how they get there couldn't be more different. Today, Gen Z character, let's call her Zoe, age 20, sees a trending sneaker on her TikTok feed and instantly wants in. Maybe a favorite influencer showed them off, or a friend's Instagram OOTD featured those exact kicks. Zoe's first instinct, grab her phone and let the algorithm guide her. In her world, if it's not on her social feed, did it even happen? Gen Z shops like the algorithm already knows what they want. It kind of does. Her Instagram and TikTok have been serving shoe ads all week. It's like the internet read her mind. Millennial character, we'll call him Max, age 34, has a different trigger. His trusty sneakers have finally started falling apart after years of use. He decides it's time for a new pair, but he's not rushing into anything. Max remembers the last time he impulse bought shoes online that didn't fit right. So he fires up his laptop, yes, a desktop browser old school style, and prepares for some serious research. Where Zoe felt FOMO seeing others with the sneakers, Max feels a sense of duty to find the best value. Same need, fresh kicks, but Zoe's driven by the vibe and trend, while Max is driven by practical considerations. Statistics back this up. Gen Z is far less likely to go straight to Amazon or big e-commerce sites for inspiration. Only about 37% of Gen Z shoppers rely on major online shops like Amazon, whereas 67% of older generations millennials and up still frequent those sites. No wonder Zoe's journey starts on TikTok, Instagram, while Max's begins on Amazon. First step, social media versus 6 tabs and counting. Zoe's thumbs are already flying. Instagram is her first stop. She types the sneaker's name into the search bar and boom, countless photos and reels of the shoes styled in outfits. An influencer she follows even posted a story unboxing the same pair yesterday. There's a handy shop now button on the post. She taps it without hesitation. Now she's looking at the sneakers product page with an Instagram size color options price. All right there in-app. It's almost too easy. Before buying, she decides to check one more thing, TikTok. She hops over to TikTok and searches for the sneaker model. Within seconds, she's watching a 15-second review from someone her age and a montage of outfits paired with these exact shoes. Satisfied that these sneakers are certified cool, Zoe adds them to her cart right in the app. The algorithm basically served her the product on a silver platter, and she's ready to bite. Max, meanwhile, is in full research mode. His journey kicks off on Amazon, of course. He searches the sneaker model and scrolls through reviews and ratings. Overwhelmed by options and maybe skeptical of whether the seller is legit, he doesn't stop there. Next, he Googles the sneakers to compare prices across the web. Now he has the brand's official site open in one tab. Is there a sale on the official store Amazon? In another, a couple of online shoe retailers and others. And, yes, Reddit. He's found a Reddit thread discussing the comfort and durability of these sneakers because trust in random Redditors' opinions is a hallmark of his process. Another thread compares this model with a similar one from a competitor. Max reads through pros and cons, notes a few user comments about sizing issues, and even checks if anyone has posted a coupon code. His screen looks like a digital command center for a thesis on sneakers. And in a way it is. Millennials treat online shopping like a minor academic paper. Max is essentially doing a literature review on footwear cross-checking sources, weighing evidence and compiling references, user reviews, price histories, blog posts before he commits. Zoe, on the other hand, has a nearly complete order waiting in her app cart after just a minute or two. She's breezed through discovery and is one tap away from new shoe bliss. Max has spent the same few minutes assembling his research bibliography of tabs and is still deliberating. One of them is about to buy with barely a second thought. The other is deep in analysis paralysis. This contrast even shows up in how each generation uses their devices. Nearly 3/4 of Gen Z shoppers prefer to do their online shopping via smartphone, while a vast majority of millennials still rely on desktop browsers or laptops. When making purchases, only 16% of millennials primarily shop on mobile. It's a classic case of mobile first versus desktop diligence in action. What's the last thing you impulse bought online and immediately questioned? Comment below and tag your favorite shopping enabler, that friend who always convinces you to hit buy. Decision time polls and Apple Pay versus coupons and waiting games. Back to Zoe, she's almost ready to buy those sneakers now, but in true Gen Z fashion, she seeks a quick dose of peer validation. Before tapping place order, Zoe opens her Instagram stories and posts a poll. These sneakers, cop or dropped, with a photo of the shoes. Within minutes, votes pour in. Her friends vote overwhelmingly. Yes, get them. A couple of pals even DM her like OMG. I've been eyeing those too. That seals it. With her crew's approval acquired via emoji and slider bars, Zoe confidently proceeds. Checkout is seamless. She opts for Apple Pay. Her card info is already stored, of course. With a double click and a Face ID glance, the purchase is complete. The app says, "Thank you for your order and estimated delivery is in a couple of days." Zoe snaps a screenshot of the order confirmation to her friend, captioning it, "Yes, treat yourself. No copy-pasting credit card numbers, no lengthy forms. It's a one-swipe, one-click kinda deal." In Gen Z land, one's buying the vibe and riding the wave of social hype all the way through checkout. Meanwhile, Max is navigating a very different decision process. He hasn't bought the shoes yet. Instead, he's gathering second opinions in a more old-school way. He posts in a private Facebook group for sneaker enthusiasts. Yes, Facebook millennials still linger there. Has anyone tried Brand X's running shoes, looking for real-life experiences, he writes. While waiting for replies, he scours the internet for coupon codes. He checks a couple of coupon aggregator sites, even tries the good old Welcome 10 code after signing up for the retailer's newsletter. No luck. These particular sneakers seem to rarely go on sale. A friend in the Facebook group finally responds, "Great shoes last long but might run a bit narrow." Another says, "I'd wait, they sometimes drop in price around the holidays." Max takes all this in. His frugal side kicks in. Maybe he should wait for a big sale. Black Friday isn't too far off after all. Or perhaps he'll find a gently used pair on eBay. His decision isn't just about if to buy, but when and how to get the best deal. One's buying the vibe, one's buying the value. Zoe was sold on the vibe and social proof, whereas Max is laser-focused on getting value for money, whether that means a discount or absolute certainty that these shoes are the right choice. At this point, Zoe is already envisioning her outfits with the new sneakers. Max, on the other hand, is temporarily pumping the brakes. He figures there's no harm in waiting a bit for either a price drop or more feedback. The sneakers remain in his Amazon cart or on his wish list not yet ordered. The contrast is clear. Zoe had FOMO about missing out on a trend, so she moved fast. Max has FOMO about overpaying or regretting, so he's moving slow. The aftermath tracking and unboxing versus refreshing and reviewing. Zoe's order is in, and now comes the anticipation phase. If you think she's forgotten about the sneakers, think again. Gen Z has a habit of actively tracking packages. Who doesn't love watching those status updates? Zoe immediately adds the order to her shop app to get real-time tracking, or she checks the shipping status via the store's app. She knows the exact moment the package leaves the warehouse. Every few hours, she's glancing at notifications out for delivery. Exciting. It's not just a purchase, it's an experience. By the next day, she's already planning an unboxing video for TikTok, or at least a story for Instagram. When the sneakers arrive 2 days later, thanks to expedited shipping, Zoe practically rips the box open. She's thrilled. They look even better in person. She tries them on, does a little mirror selfie, and posts a quick clip of the unboxing with the caption, "New drip arrived, #online shopping win." The whole journey from impulse to gratification was fast and fun for her, reinforced by social media at every step. Max's journey is a slow burn. After a week of pondering, he finally decides to go for it, partly because he realized his size was the last in stock on one site, a little fear of missing out of a different kind, and partly because that 10% off welcome coupon finally landed in his inbox. He completes the purchase likely on his laptop after double-checking the return policy one more time. Now, order placed, he gets the confirmation email, "Thank you for your purchase." Max lets out a small sigh of relief, but the saga isn't over in his mind. He starts refreshing his email inbox the next day for a shipping confirmation. No notification goes unseen. He even bookmarks the order tracking page on his desktop browser for easy access. Each morning, he checks has it shipped, yet in transit, delivered to local facility. While Zoe was busy sharing her excitement on social media, Max is quietly planning. He's already thinking about how he'll evaluate the shoes once they arrive. He's the type who might write a detailed review on Amazon or a forum to help other buyers. After all, he benefited from others' reviews, so he'll pay it forward. He skims the return policy page he saved just in case the shoes don't meet expectations or the fit is off. Knowing the return window and process comforts him. When the sneakers finally arrive a bit later than Zoe's since he ordered later and maybe didn't spring for expedited shipping, Max unboxes them carefully. They fit well and look great to his relief. He's happy with the purchase, but you won't see him broadcasting it on TikTok. Instead, he might text a friend a practical update like shoes came in. Pretty solid so far. I'll break them in this week. In the end, both Zoe and Max got what they wanted. Fresh sneakers, but their paths were completely tailored to what each generation values. Zoe's path was fast, social, and mobile. Max's was deliberate, research-heavy, and value-driven. Conclusion: different paths to the same destination. So what did we learn on this little sneaker shopping adventure? We all shop online now, but the path we take, the research, the platforms, the vibes reveals what matters to each generation. Zoe the Gen Zer cared about speed, convenience, and the social vibe. Max the Millennial cared about due diligence, getting a good value, and making an informed choice. One leaned on the algorithm and friends' DMs, the other leaned on search engines and crowdsourced reviews. But at the end of the day, both are rocking the same new shoes. Online shopping looks different for Gen Z and Millennials, but neither is wrong. Whether you're a one-click checkout TikTok shop aficionado or a cautious Amazon cart curator, the sneakers get on your feet all the same. The journey reflects your priorities, instant gratification, and trendiness for one, careful consideration, and e-commerce behavior akin to a minor academic paper for the other. And in this generational tale, each shopper might be quietly amused or horrified at how the other got to the finish line. If you've ever tracked a package like your life depended on it, you know the feeling? Then, like this video, subscribe, and tell us in the comments, are you a cart hoarder or a one-click legend?